Hello and welcome to Chicago Reacts. My name is Lauren and today I am feeling cozy. So I've got a very soft and fluffy pink outfit. This is new. It was a Christmas present. This is like the third pink thing I own. So hi, pink. Anyway, today I'm going to be looking at a video by Fort Collins Productions. This one is called Why Dumb Ways to Die is a Masterpiece. I remember the little the commercial, because it was a commercial about be careful, railway safety, essentially, like the British like Transit Association or something put it out, and I do remember the song. There were some good ones, so I'm curious to see. It's like a masterpiece, though. Let us find out pourquoi it is a masterpiece. Let's go.
You know, when I think back to my childhood on YouTube, there are a lot of things that come to mind.
How's it going, man? My name is PewDiePie.
Hey, what is up guys, Vanoss here, and in today's video, me and my friends were playing in a modded private match lobby.
Oh man, here we go people. Minecraft, let's play.
Although I remember some iconic moments, it isn't so much the specifics I remember. It's the feeling. That frenzy of creators.
There's a live stream going on right now, and you're watching it.
Trends and inside jokes told at recess with friends. And just like all things, those moments faded into a tiny corner in my brain. A place to lie dormant while I figured out what growing up meant. Nostalgia would sometimes dig up their old corpses, but upon revisiting these icons of my childhood, they always just felt hollow. Most of the time, I just find them annoying now.
Yay!
So when I started writing this essay to revisit Dumb Ways to Die, the 321 million view video juggernaut that implanted itself in my brain all those years ago, I was expecting the exact same effect. It was great then, but it honestly sucks now.
Aw.
I was sure I'd find it outdated, overhyped.
He's saying that. Okay, for a second I was like, oh no, did it not maintain? But apparently he's about to say, no, it actually holds up today, which is, whew.
And probably boring, and really got popular simply because it was so annoying.
It wasn't annoying.
I was
fun.
Completely wrong.
Good. I remember liking it a lot.
Here we go.
Hold on, stop the video. We need a different pace.
Alright. I don't know how old this guy is, but it feels like this is actually like my childhood that he's describing here too. So I'm like, oh yeah, I remember all of these. And like, you know, childhood, early teenagerhood, Gangnam Style. I was in college, but whatever.
12 years ago, Dumb Ways to Die was published on YouTube to immediate success. It did what the cool kids back then called going viral, hitting the top 10 chart on iTunes within just a couple days and amassing millions of views seemingly out of thin air. I remember as a kid singing the song during recess with my friends and laughing hysterically at the stupid situations these animated characters found themselves in. I didn't have the vocabulary, nor really any sort of intellect back then, to understand why this video was so charming, but I felt it nonetheless. I had the song as a ringtone for a short period of time, watched the video at sleepovers with friends over and over until I quoted every line from memory, and then I forgot about it. That's just how it was back then. It wasn't anything personal. I worshipped this trend like a religion and then abandoned it just as fast. Time to fast forward. It's May 2013.
I definitely didn't have anything. Like I knew some of them. I had a T-shirt, I think, with them on it, but I didn't remember most of the words.
I start my morning with a light workout by walking downstairs and eating my morning nutrients, a carefully portioned out serving of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yum.
I log into my iPhone 4 to check the morning stocks.
Mr. Mewtwo, oh my god! And, basically something very.
Looks like business is booming in the Call of Duty and regular show sectors. Perfect. After counting my earnings and time about to be wasted, I open up the App Store. No, seriously. Okay, I legit have no idea why I used to do this as a kid, but it isn't satire. I would just mindlessly scroll through the App Store for seemingly no reason.
Huh.
But on this day,
Okay, sure.
This day,
Okay,
it
dude.
mattered because a brand new game just hit the App Store. Dumb Ways to Die, the game.
Melbourne.
Hell yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't know why I thought it was Britain, but that was Melbourne apparently. Not Britain. Sorry, I'm gonna get in trouble for that one.
Dude, this game was so simple, but God, I loved it so much. All I did was mindlessly tap on my phone screen while watching little characters barely avoid death. All of a sudden, I was thrust back right into the Dumb Ways to Die trend.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'd never heard about this game.
Humming the theme song constantly and comparing high scores with friends. The 8-bit music in the background was so charming, the animations were so silly, and I desperately wanted to add all of the characters onto my starting train platform. Of all the App Store games I played during this time of my life, this had to be one of the most played by far.
Cool.
But let's
not know
look
it
at the big
existed,
picture of all
so-
this again. No more recapping. No more childhood.
Oh,
road.
well, I guess in 2013, I wouldn't have had a smartphone. Because I didn't get a smartphone until after I had graduated college. I mean, other people had them. I did not. I held out for so long not buying it. I really didn't want it because I knew me. I knew as soon as I got it, I would be on it constantly. And I was, in fact, on it constantly. Excuse me. Still sick, but yeah. So I waited until after college to get a smartphone.
Those tinted glasses. Is this stuff actually great over 12 years later? If we are going to understand why exactly this silly little commercial is a masterpiece, we need to analyze 3 important factors contributing to its rise in cultural significance: tone, art style, and of course, music. Let's
It's
start
catchy
first
AF.
with tone, and to be more specific, let's discuss how this commercial did the exact opposite of what it should have done. Here's a question for you. When was the last time you saw an advertisement not only bring up death, but actively make it the punchline of the entire message? Satire isn't anything new to advertisement, but I personally can't name another commercial branding that has such a crude exception to showing main characters just dying repeatedly. Getting even more specific than that,
I mean, the dark humor of the time, that made sense. I mean, there's still a lot of dark humor out there, but it makes sense.
can't think of many public service announcements actively laying into the joke that people will die for stupid reasons. Most PSAs have a dark, gritty tone to them that actively tries to scare people from being stupid. It can be effective, there's nothing wrong with a bit of hyperbole and camera filters, but with this choice of tone, you risk something no insert favorite foundation here ever wants to deal with. Unwanted satire. This is the internet. You are going to get made fun of, regardless of how great your organization is. We live our lives in a digital
That's
landscape
true.
that feeds off of this stuff, and honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way. So, how do you counter unwanted satire? You throw it, you just lean into it. Metro Trains Melbourne made their entire PSA campaign to just satirically jab at the one thing advertisers are way too scared to talk about, let alone joke about. People can die in really funny ways. And this decision worked brilliantly. To adults, I'm sure they were shocked a bit to see a company that has active contracts with the government make a PSA statement.
Hadn't thought of that. I didn't really know how this went up with adults at the time, because I was in 2013. If it went up in 2013, I was an adult. Did it come in 2013? Damn, I was an adult because I was in college. We loved it, of course, because we were in college.
Involving private parts getting eaten by piranhas. Yet, the advertisement did a really good job showing safety by simply showing what not to do. And, well, to kids, this was literally the funniest thing ever. These tropes hold up so well even today, where the internet is more censored than ever before. This advertisement continues to feel like a breath of fresh air compared to the slop that is constantly being shoved in our faces these days. But, of course, it wasn't just—
Wait, did they really have the Deep from freaking The Boys advertise Liquid Death? Is that really really? I mean, I only ever saw season 1 of The Boys, but okay, if they did that, okay.
the tone of this advertisement that made it effective.
Art style, they're super cute little jelly beans.
The art style of this PSA is one of the most lovely things to look at. It perfectly juxtaposes the dark comedic tone by using a soft color palette and sleek use of perspective. Each scene in the 3-minute runtime of this video is pleasant to look at, from someone frying themselves with a toaster to someone's head exploding in outer space. Okay, the barf scene was also pretty gross, but don't worry about it. If you look closely, the backgrounds have just a
I don't
little
remember
bit of
that part.
grain and a slight gradient to help them look both natural and ease the transition on the eyes. It gives just enough imperfection to not make the art style seem overly
Oh.
clean and corporate,
Cool.
but avoids being sloppy or gritty at the same time. The way the dancing sequences are choreographed provides a wonderful repetitive motion that is almost lulling with the shading and is so simple that it feels like Saturday
Oh,
morning
that's
cartoons.
so fun. I hadn't really considered that, but yeah. I never again, would not have necessarily occurred to me to like look that deep into the art style and like the backgrounds and oh, that's so good. Aw. All right. Thank you for pointing this one out to me. I really wouldn't have considered it.
Even the more gruesome deaths shown in this video, they are so satisfying to look at. Someone literally got eaten in half, and I can't stop looking at the beautiful trace lines spewing out of them. It's like a beautiful disaster, that
beautiful
rather than
waterfall of
holding your
blood.
attention with pure spectacle, it holds your attention with aesthetic. Furthermore, look closely at how these scenes are paced, and it is no wonder how it keeps your attention so well. You are shown 20 character deaths throughout, with each subsequent one feeling unique, silly, and wholeheartedly entertaining compared to the last. For example, let's look at the opening sequence. It shows the wind blowing dandelions under the sun, tilts the camera downwards to see someone frantically running into flame with their hair ablaze, then uses the flames to transition lightly into a still shot of someone poking a stick at a grizzly bear. Just with these two sequences back to back, we are given two completely different pacing methodologies, one where movement is the main focus, and the other the exact opposite. One is silly in expressivity, the other is silly in its lack of said expressivity. These scenes conclude in the first 10 seconds of the video, showing how brisk the pacing is by not overstaying their welcome, but still being carefully crafted to not seem too frantic either, even though there's literally someone running with their hair on fire. The
I
movement—
keep dancing every single time they show the guys doing the little dances. I just keep it's like I'm not even like listening to the music it's like I don't even hear the music, but I'm like I hear it now in my head. It's there. And dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
movements aren't flashy, the transitions between scenes aren't audacious, and thus the emotion we feel as the audience matches perfectly. We don't feel flustered watching this silly video. We sing along and sway back and forth to its lulling storytelling. Which,
As I
leads us
just
right
said I was
into what
doing.
ties all of this together: the music.
So many dumb ways to die.
Ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
With lyrics written by John Mescal, production and backup vocals by Ollie McGill, and lead vocals sang by Emily Lubitz,
Good
the
job,
3-minute
folks.
piece is the backbone of why everything in this advertisement works, and is the exact reason why you are watching a video about this 12 years after its original inception. If it weren't for this song being so incredibly catchy and easy to listen to, we all surely would have died to trains by now. Okay, but we don't actually have
Yeah.
a way of knowing if this
Ooh, I did almost get my head taken off by a train once. I did, because I was standing on the platform, right? And I noticed there was like a little mousy, like a little baby train mousy just on the tracks. And I was like leaning over to try and see it better, because like I was trying to follow where I went, and the train wasn't supposed to be there yet. And I was like, I lost it. And I like moved my head back, and the train went by. And the train did not honk. They did not try to get me to like get out of the way. Like, no one warned me about nothing. I almost died, and I only didn't because of luck.
Advertisement actually help reduce train deaths because people like fulfilling this online pledge or whatever, that's hard to track. So like, someone please go compile the global data on train deaths and let me know if the campaign actually worked. But let's go deeper. Why is this so pleasant to listen to? Well, just listen to the instrumentation. We have a simple acoustic guitar chord progression, a main melody vocalist singing in a very comfortable mid-range, a drum set providing a quiet sense of rhythm in the background, and then lightly sprinkled ornamentations throughout the piece to help deter musical oversimplification. Listen closely and you'll hear a piano, electric keyboard, soft background vocals on the chorus, clapping, and even brass instruments. But what's more is that
His use of like memes and like just audio and stuff. Like, I like the Mary Chrysler, like the Christmas, like, I don't know. I really like it. I think he's put together a very well-crafted video.
instruments aren't just thrown in at random. They specifically are used to create a gradual crescendo, not just in volume, but in timbre and texture throughout the entire piece. After each chorus, a new instrument is added until we have an absolute party at the very end of the song. It almost changes genres, going from a simple acoustic guitar solo to a jazz improvisation session at the end. Once again, it keeps your attention the entire time and doesn't let up in its hilarious juxtaposition to the source material. The music literally turns people dying in stupid ways into an absolute banger that has happily occupied our heads for years on end. This isn't easy to do, composing a piece of music to be catchy but subsequently relaxing to listen to. This emphasis on texture and musicianship is the exact reason why it is much harder to get annoyed by this song as compared to others of its time, such as, oh god, the fucking Gummy Bear song. You see,
Don't remember
without
that one.
ornamentation, expression, and natural pacing, pieces of music feel mundane and get old very quickly. But when you add some flair into the mix, you can happily listen to people dying in stupid ways all day long. Typically with nostalgia, I've found myself feeling more let down when revisiting pieces of my childhood. There's something so deceiving about it, where I will see an Instagram post reminding me, oh yeah, that was a thing. I go and watch whatever said thing was, and then I just feel hollow. For most, the general consensus
Silly
is that nostalgia offers
bands.
rose-tinted glasses that, once taken off, reveal nothing more than a product that really wasn't that special.
I both loved and hated those because at the time they were big, when they first got big, I worked at Five Below. And oh my God, it was the Silly Bands and the Japanese Erasers. And like, it was nuts. Like the children, they were everywhere, begging for the Silly Bands and the Japanese Erasers. But then, I did end up, because I worked there, so I had a lot of Silly Bands. I did have them. And then like they became like a big thing at, like my freshman year of college too. Like people, like everyone was trading them around and stuff, and it was like a big bonding moment. So it was fun after the fact, but like I understood what the kids were into. I understood why they liked them, and like it was kind of fun. It was like a collector thing. Oh my goodness, to try and to like get the rare ones. And as I worked there, I could get some rare ones. So that was like, you know what? I do remember the Silly Bands. They're still kind of fun.
We all can name games, movies, songs, people, and more that have left us feeling hollow. But on the rare occasion, that deceiving nostalgia leads us back to a moment in our lives that was genuinely amazing. Not just a shallow trend or interest. I fully expected to get Dumb Ways to Die stuck in my head when creating this video, but I did not expect to thoroughly enjoy every moment of revisiting it. Through
I kinda
its
wanna go
use of
re-listen to it,
tone,
honestly.
art style, and music, Dumb Ways to Die brings me back to a time when life was simple, in so many ways that I can't really put into words. It brings me back to a time where my phone was just a magical box that could play any YouTube video I wanted, where homework was basic fractions, and my only concern was if the sun would actually not wait a couple billion years to explode. Now my phone is a detriment, my homework is memorizing brain chemistry, and my only concern is that
I don't have
I
homework
have
anymore.
way too many concerns.
So he's definitely younger than me then. 'Cause I haven't had homework in a while. So yeah, he was talking childhood. I guess a lot of the stuff that he was showing, I consider it childhood, but I was still probably in my teens. Man, I'm old.
Not so much the world exploding tomorrow. Life passed quick, and I still got a long ways to go. But if I got the chance to have a conversation with myself 12 years ago,
Aw, cute.
where I could show them what I'm actually worried about these days and what being an adult actually kind of looks like, I have a feeling I'd know exactly what little me would say. What a dumb way to die.
Okay, that was cute. And again, like there was some of that stuff, like I hadn't really thought of, haven't thought about that in a while. So, I kind of enjoyed that. I like going back to stuff like that, where it's you know, it is nostalgic and it is nice and like, but it still holds up. There's a few things that really hold up and that have held up forever. Avatar: The Last Airbender, for instance, that's one that's really held up. I don't know. Thank you. I thanks for coming on this little nostalgic journey with me. And you know, let me know what I should react to next. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.